In 2010, Spain won the World Cup in South Africa. In 2014, Germany won the World Cup in Brazil. And in 2018, France won the World Cup in Russia. But now it's 2022. And with nothing to do with any sort of bribery or corruption within FIFA, we're here in Qatar, and it's time to find out who is winning the FIFA World Cup 2022. In Football Manager, I can't actually predict it in real life, I'm not that good. Hey guys, and welcome to the FM21 World Cup 2022 simulation here on Football Manager. I'm your host, RaxoFM, and today we're going to be simulating the entire competition to find out who is going to beat France, or if France are going to double their lead and win the World Cup once again. If you guys are interested in Football Manager content, make sure that you do subscribe to the RaxoFM channel for daily Football Manager content coming your way, with series and transfer tips coming every single day. You don't want to miss any of it, as well as liking this video if you do enjoy it. So maybe, watch to the end, make your decision. If you're already not enjoying it, dislike it, go ahead. I mean, don't do that ideally, but I wouldn't blame you if you did. The competition is ready to start, and in Group A we can see that we've got Chile, Croatia, Mali and Qatar. I think that in the way that they're set up right now is the way they're going to end. In Group B we've got Jamaica, Portugal, South Korea and Uruguay. I believe that Uruguay is going to finish on top, with Portugal just behind them. In Group C we've got Argentina, Austria, Germany and Ghana, and I could see Ghana or Austria even slipping through here, but I do think I'm going to play it safe and say that Germany and Argentina are going through. Next up we've got Algeria, Colombia, Italy and Scotland, and once again I could say that Scotland or Algeria are going to come through, but I'm going obvious, it's Italy and Colombia for me. In Group E we've got Cameroon, Canada, France and Spain, and I think this one is pretty straightforward. France finishing on top and Spain just behind them. This is the one I'm sure a lot of you were waiting for. England, Japan, Russia and USA in Group F, and they don't have Rob Green this year, don't worry England fans. I think that they're going to finish top of the table with either Russia or USA just behind them. I'm going to go with Russia. Next we have Belgium, Holland, Iran and Nigeria. I think this is going to be exactly how it's set out right now. I'll even give Iran the benefit of the doubt to finish above Nigeria. And last but not least, in Group H, we've got Australia, Brazil, Czech Republic and Mexico. And I think Brazil's obviously going to top this group. But I'm going to back my New Zealand neighbours. Australia are going through in second place, mark my words. We're now going to simulate forward and find out if I was right with those predictions. In Group A, we're already seeing some surprises. Croatia on top, as you would expect, but Mali are in second place, meaning Chile and Qatar are knocked out of the tournament. Expectedly, Portugal and Uruguay have gone through to the next round. I would have expected Uruguay to be on top of them, but they're both through, and I was correct. A huge upset here, as we see Argentina go through expectedly with all three wins, but Germany lose to Austria, and they are not going through to the next round of the World Cup. We're seeing some serious upsets going on in this competition. Algeria have beaten every single team in their group to finish top of the table, and Italy have come in second place to get themselves through to the knockout stages. But there's no surprises here. France winning all of their games, Spain just behind them. England and Russia qualify into their next round, with England winning each and every single one of their games. Netherlands and Belgium expectedly qualifying as well. And last but not least, unfortunately my Australian men really didn't do good in this one, but Brazil and Mexico find their way into the round of 16. With the group stage done, this is what the round of 16 is looking like, and it wasn't my fault, but we simulated forward one day extra by mistake, and we already see that Mali are through to the next round, the quarterfinals of the World Cup, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. The games are Croatia and Uruguay, Algeria and Austria, England and Spain, going to be an intense match that one, Mexico and Netherlands, Portugal and Mali, Italy and Argentina, France and Russia, and Brazil and Belgium. Straight away we can see that Croatia has knocked Uruguay out. The team that I tipped to win this season have not gone through. In a free scoring match, is that a phrase? We're turning it into a phrase. Austria have beaten Algeria 5-3, and I have to say on any other night, if one of the defences were a little bit more solid, it could have gone either way based on the shots and XG. Next up, the game you were all waiting for. Mali versus Portugal. Portugal went 2-1 up after Mali scored a goal very early on, and then in the 85th minute and the 87th minute, they scored to put themselves through to the quarterfinals. This Koulibaly man is turning into a national icon, as well as Sacco. Take a bow, Mali. Take an absolute bow. And the only other game I have accidentally simulated has ended in a 2-1 win to Italy. They scored in the 41st minute, then Argentina equalised, but El Shaarawy scored in the 84th minute to break Argentinian heart and put Italy through to the quarterfinal. Now for the games that I'm meant to simulate. France have beaten Russia 4-2 in an expected comfortable victory. Next up, it's not coming home. An early goal from Oyarzabal sends England packing and Spain through to the quarterfinals. In a game that went to the last penalty kick, Mexico and Netherlands have ended in a 0-0 draw, but then Holland have beaten them in the World Cup penalty shootout to send them through to the quarterfinals. And there's always got to be one. Brazil have demolished Belgium here 6-1 with some incredible goals near the end from Roberto Firmino and Richarlison. I mean, I'm just expecting them to be incredible. Even Witzel's one strike at 14 minutes couldn't do anything to stop them. And Brazil comfortably find their way in the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup. The competition is now looking like this, with Croatia facing Austria in one of the softest quarterfinals we have seen for some time. Spain versus Holland in a repeat of the 2010 World Cup final. Mali facing Italy, and you best believe we're going to be watching that one. France versus Brazil in the separate one. I think we're all Mali fans all of a sudden. In our first full coverage game of the 2020 FIFA World Cup, we have Mali facing Italy. And we're going to kick off straight away. Both teams are coming out. Both teams are hoping for a spot in the semi-final, which guarantees them a spot in at least the third place playoff. Can Mali be the first team from Africa to ever make their way into the World Cup semi-final? It's time to find out. Ghana were pretty close a couple of years ago against Uruguay. If it wasn't for the hand of Suarez stopping them, they could have done it. But Mali will certainly be wanting to remember that game, keep it in the back of their head, but still win this one, as they have an opportunity early on here and they put the ball into the back of the net. Mali are breaking Italian hearts. They had an opportunity early on, the Italians, but they couldn't bury it. And now Mariga, the Porto player, don't know if he's still in Porto, and this player has managed to put it into the back of the net, an absolute scramble. And now all they have to do is defend for, 80 minutes. I'm sure they can manage that, but it is a magical start. And we could see history being made here tonight in Qatar, right? Yes, Qatar. We're happening in Qatar. 20 minutes gone. Still looking very calm. The Malian players have got to be nervous. They've only had one shot. You have to say it's not comfortable. It's against the run of play. And Italy have a free kick. And they've shot it, but their goalkeeper has massively overcompensated by saving that one, sending it out for a corner. But you're better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're only 1-0 up against the Italians. And with half an hour gone now, they will be absolutely thrilled with the way they have played going into the half-time. But it's not over just yet. Italian players could be ready to score a goal at any moment in time, with 12 shots to the Malayan 2. But I think they're going to hold on until half-time, as we see us go just about to the break. And we see one more opportunity. Can the Italians square it up before half-time? Mali are on the ball. Could they double their advantage? They're playing it out with a wee bit of confidence right now, but I have a feeling that they're going to absolutely spray it soon. But they're holding on to it. And they're absolutely defying the odds right now by knocking it around with a lot of confidence. Out onto that left-hand side, they've got a wee bit of space, whipping in another ball, finding a player at the back post, and 2-0 up Mali, just before half-time. And you have to say that the odds are now in their favour. Everything was against them, but now they have turned into one of the all-time Cinderella stories in World Cup history, as long as they can hold this game out. What a ball in by Haidara, and what a finish by Janipo at the back post. And the Malian coach will be happy. That one has gone in. The halftime team talk, I have a feeling it's going to sound something like this. Park the bus, boys. Park the bus. Italy is on the attack after 5 minutes after the break. And Barella is on the ball, playing it over. Orsolini is there, but he is offside, but it hits the post anyway. And now with only 40 minutes to hold on, will Mali be able to do this? I think we all kind of want it to happen. Whether or not it is going to happen is another story completely. Barella playing it into Florenzi, and now they're knocking it around with some confidence, the way that Mali was doing before. But Italy haven't found the breakthrough just yet, but I think they just have a great ball through by Zaniolo, the Real Madrid player, in this save. And he's played it through to Orsolini, who is a great man and Football Manager every single season. But unfortunately for the Malayans, he is a good player, and he's finished his dinner there to make it 2-1 on the night. And with 30 minutes to go, can Mali hold on? Could they add to their lead? Could Italy break their hearts? I have a feeling the most likely of the three is going to be either Mali holding on or Italy breaking the hearts, as they're on the ball right now and knocked back to the goalkeeper. That was calm, composed, and that's what we like to see. I have all of a sudden turned into an African supporter, and I am absolutely loving every second of it. Janipo playing it back. They've got some confidence about them, it has to be said. You'd think that in this position they'd be trying to lump it forward, but no, they're keeping it calm, cool and collected, and they're on the ball in the opposing box, play one in, and they've scored again. Sacco puts it in, and I was saying that with the three situations, Italy scoring, nothing happening, and Mali scoring again, the most unlikely was Mali scoring, but they have broken all the odds. Absolutely shocked me, absolutely shocked you at home. And they are 3-1 up, and it looks like they are going to be the first African team to ever make it into a World Cup semi-final. The way they're playing right now, it doesn't look like they're going to let it slip. And they've cleared it out there from a great ball by the Italians, but they're still on the attack. Chiesa trying to find a way through, but that is an amazing challenge by Koulibaly. Verratti playing it over. Florenzi, Tonali, over to Chiesa, but he's offside. And the Italian players thought they had a wee lifeline there, but with 20 minutes to go, they still have to score one goal per 10 minutes, as it is ruled out for an offside. And I think that one was a fair call. It would have been tight. It was tight, and you can see a trailing leg there by the Malayan, and you have to say that should be picked up a wee bit better by the referees, but I'm sure Mali is not going to complain. Italy certainly will. With 10 minutes to go, can they get themselves a goal? If they score here, it is going to be a very interesting last few minutes, but Mali are on the ball. Samasa, their goalkeeper, who's done a very good job today, clears it out, but gives it straight back to the Italians. Tonali into Chiesa. Chiesa looking to play it over to Florenzi, does find him. Can he whip a ball in or can he cut it back? What's he going to do? Plays it back to Tonali, and it's almost come into the box perfectly for one of their attackers. But luckily for the Malians, they've cleared it out, but it's not over just yet. Verratti on the ball, playing it over to Emerson. They've cleared it out, and I think that's got to be the end of the opportunity as Chiesa skies it. 10 more minutes to go for the Africans. Can they do it? Against the European giants, one of the best teams in world football history, they have one more opportunity just before the 90th minute, just before we go into additional time. How many minutes is it going to be? Malayans are definitely going to want to see very few numbers here. But they have the ball right now, the Italians. A great block once again by the Malayans, and they are defending for their life, but they still have 2 men up, and I respect that. They are looking for the counter-attack wherever possible, but perhaps they should be bringing another centre-back on, or perhaps they should be keeping this counter-attack in shape, because Janipo is through, running with his pace. Can he finish it? Oh, it's a brilliant tackle by the Italian player, and it's kept it at just 3-1, and Chiesa is now running on the other end. Can they get a swift reply? Can they get the goal? It's a great clearance by the Malian, and I think that's got to be the chance. Is it going to be anything else for the Italians? No, there is not. Mali is the first team in World Cup history to make themselves an African side in the World Cup semi-finals. Who they will be facing, we do not know just yet, but they have certainly achieved something tonight, and that is an incredible record, an incredible performance, and Italian hearts have been broken. Let's not be too harsh on them though. They've had a good appearance against the run of play. Mali have been amazing, and it ended Mali 3, Italy 1. The rest of the results have ended as follow. Croatia are not facing any side in the World Cup final once again, as Austria found themselves in the semi-final after a 3-2 win in a very close affair. The defending champions France have beaten Brazil almost undeservedly due to the XG, but they've done the job, and it's a good performance. 3-1 to France, and they're finding themselves in the semi-final once again. And in the repeat of the South African final, we find Netherlands going to penalties once again, but coming up just short with 3 misses in there. I don't know if I can call that just short. That's very short. Depay with a goal to equalise late on. Wasn't very late on. The 44th minute is not late, but Spain have managed to do the job, and they are going through to the semi-finals. And now this is how our competition is looking, with the final just around the corner. We have 2 incredible matches, 2 very surprising matches going on. Austria versus Spain and Mali versus France. I think we all know which one we're going to be watching. Let's go ahead and take a look at who's going to be playing in this FIFA World Cup final. It is Spain breaking the Austrian hearts, finding themselves in the FA Cup. It's not the FA Cup, is it? This is much more important. The FIFA World Cup final. Spain have scored twice with Fati and Rodrigo. Alaba has missed a penalty, but I believe Arnautovic must have snapped up the follow-up straight away as they go into the third round playoff, and Spain go into the World Cup final. But the game that we all care about is coming right up. Mali versus France. This is what the World Cup's all about. This is what dreams are made of. Both of the teams are huddling up. I think there's a clear favourite here, and I'm not talking about France. Let's all be honest here. If Mali managed to come away with another goal, another win, it will be an absolute miracle. But they're through right now, and they've almost gotten an early opportunity to score. It was a tight angle. Would have been asking a lot of Janipo, but he's done enough to get himself a corner. No one's in there for it though, and I think that there's already the end of the opportunity, but they're doing a good job early on, and France have no reply. They've only had one shot, and it's, to be fair, only been 10 minutes, but I'm expecting a good performance from both sides here tonight. Both of them will want to be playing in that World Cup final, knowing that third place playoff, and Lamar has just hit the post. And after 14 minutes, that has got to make the Malayan fans a bit nervous, more than a bit nervous actually, and another shot. Great save by their goalkeeper, but now they're on the attack. What can they do from here? Whip it in a ball, playing it back to Haidara, whip it in a ball, Koulibaly, and Malal. I couldn't even remember the name of the team. Mali are 1-0 up against France. After 18 minutes, what a ball in. Koulibaly scored again. And I don't understand the tactics that's going on here, but I need them. They need to be for every single one of my Football Manager saves, because that is a beautiful header, a beautiful performance, and all they have to do is hold on for 70 minutes. Last game they held on for longer. Can they do it once again? It was 3-1 versus Spain. It's 1-0 versus France to Mali. I've called them Malawi a couple of times, apologising to Mali there. That's not good enough. Not the commentator code that I wanted to uphold here in this episode, but oh gosh, I've just rhymed. I'm quite happy about that. But France are on the ball. Mali aren't going to be too happy about this. And Nandy's on it, looking to play a ball in. He does find someone at the back post. It's not gone in. Doesn't matter. Wasn't saying their names properly. That's all part of the process of working through my emotions as Mali stay 1-0 up. Going into halftime, are they going to add to their tally like they did last time? I don't think it's going to happen today, but I'm sure their coach is going to be thrilled with their performance at halftime, and we go straight back into the second half. Pavard on the ball, playing it back. Kind of played it back to Pogba. Either way, he's gotten it. Camavinga, a great player in this save. Moving it onto Aouar. Aouar all the way back to Hernandez. Sometimes you've got to go backwards to go forwards, and they have well and truly done that there as Lamar puts in a beautiful goal, and Griezmann has finished it off right in front of the goalkeeper. Nothing he could do about it, and you have to say that was coming based off the stats, based off what we've been seeing in this game. It was, yeah, they were knocking on the door for quite some time there, and it was only a matter of time before they opened it. They had to open it. They were curious. They wanted to know who was there. Was it someone from some telecom service that is trying to sell me a new plan, or was it someone giving me free lollies? I don't know. They were curious. They opened the door, but they've known now not to open it again, and they know to attack. Wag on the ball. That's not even how you say his name, but Koulibaly can't convert his second opportunity, his second header. But they're still on level terms, and now they're attacking them. I want to know how to say that name. I apologise. But they've almost scored again. I don't know how to say half of their names. I need them in front of me, because it should have a team sheet there. And Aouar has scored. As I'm trying to pronounce names, they've gone 2-1 up, and it looks like France are qualifying into the World Cup final as things stand. We've all turned into a Mali fan straight away here, but their goalkeeper has not done well there. Tried to punch it out. It's not quite happened, but they're on the ball in the attacking situation. Toure, I can say that name. Koulibaly, back to Basuma. Basuma finding a ball, and it's gone in. What, the man that I don't know how to pronounce his name. Wag, he plays for Barcelona. He's a right back. I know who he is, I swear. But he's scored. Doesn't matter if I know who he is. He scored in the World Cup semi-final to put them back onto level terms, and it is a beautiful shot. A terrible save by Areola. I don't think he's starting in the final if they get through to it. A 6.5 rating. Look at their defenders' ratings. And with half an hour to go, it's anyone's game. It is a very even contest. Lots of shots for either side. A high XG for either side. It's just going to be one opportunity that separates them. Is it going to come for Mali, or is it going to come for France? Is it going to go to extra time? Is it going to go to penalties? Only time will tell. And with only 7 minutes to go, Aouar is standing over the corner, but they header it out. Mali could potentially break away with the counter-attack. How many times have I called Malawi in this episode? I completely apologise for that. That is not good enough. That's not what I need to be doing as a commentator. And Aouar has just scored to break all of the African heart. But I think it's been ruled for offside. They have been mended. It is offside. They have said no goal, and I don't quite understand how that's happened. He looked miles on to me. Pavard's taken a pass. Toliso's taken the shot. To be fair, he is a bit off there, and he's literally stopped the shot from going in on goal. It's the build-up play, but it's enough to stop it from counting. And with only 5 minutes to go, and if stoppage time, France are on the ball, playing it up. Is Mali going to collect it? They do. They have the ball, swinging it out to Toure, into Sacco. Sacco trying to find a pass, do something with it, plays it back to Haidara, but Camavinga tackles them, and they were in a beautiful position there, but now they're on the defence. Aouar scored before, and he scores again to put them 2-3 up. And France are now going to be qualifying for the World Cup final as things stand. Malayan hearts are going down the ditch, and I don't even know if that's a phrase, but I've gone with it here. Can they do something to get themselves back onto level terms? This could be the most dramatic final few minutes of a football match we've ever seen, but it could also be the blandest. It is the blandest. France have qualified for the World Cup final, and Mali have to settle for the World Cup third place playoff. It is an impressive performance by both sides. It was a hard-fought battle, but the defending champions have reigned supreme, and then the 91st minute Aouar has put them into the World Cup final. It is now France versus Spain to see who is going to be crowned champions of the world. And without our support in the third place playoff, Mali have crumbled. Austria have scored 4 goals, and it is a brilliant performance to put themselves in the third place position. No disrespect to Mali though, finishing in 4th place, the highest place any African team has ever finished before. Hats off to them. Well played, boys. But now we refocus our attention to the main event, the World Cup final. Spain have gone from England to Holland to Austria, now to France. France have gone from Russia to Brazil to Mali, and now to Spain. Who is going to reign supreme at the end of it? Will it be the defending champions France or the recent winners Spain? One of them will be getting their 2nd World Cup within the last 12 years. Let's take a look at who it's going to be. Spain versus France. They're both walking out, being led by their captains. It's going to be an intense affair, and early on, we're already seeing an opportunity. The French centre-backs are holding on to the ball well. Pavard up to Kante, who's going to be all over the pitch today. I have a feeling about that. Griezmann on the ball, moving it forward, trying to skip past the Spanish defender, and he does do so, and he's still going, skipping past some more defenders and being a little bit ambitious to shoot from there, but only after 1 minute. That is a good warning sign from the French, telling the Spanish players that they're going to be all business, but the French are crumbling and the Spanish are attacking, and Fati has scored after just 1 minute and 47 seconds, and the French have thought that they had the momentum on their side after that great run from Griezmann, after a decent shot at the end of it. But Spain have said, anything that you can do, we can do better. Fati, the young player, scores in a World Cup final just past the goalkeeper in between the sticks. The Frenchman, Areola, he shouldn't be playing after that performance against Mali, but he is, and it could have cost France already. 2 shots each, and after 15 minutes there's already been a goal in this World Cup final. Is it going to be a high-scoring one? We'll have to wait and see. 20 minutes gone. No more highlights to speak of. It's been a pretty quiet affair since the early minutes. And now Spain are on the ball once again. Fabian trying to find a way to cut through this French defence. Kante there. I said he was going to be all over the place, but now Mbappe has collected it. The young man, the myth, the legend. He's run past everyone and he's finished it. What a solo goal in a World Cup final. Mbappe take a bow. I believe he's going to. No, he's more just flinging his arm around doing something, but he's taken it from his own half. Run about 3/4 of the field past all of the Spanish defenders. They have nothing to say about him. Who's that there? That's the experienced man, Sergio Ramos, I believe. I'm trying to click on it. It's Pau. Pau. Yep, Pau. I don't know who Pau is. We're going to take a look at their formation to see. Actually, we've got stats up here. We don't need match stats in 2 situations. It's Pau Torres, and the centre-back wasn't picking him up. He really should have. But going into the halftime break, it's 1-1. And Spain scored the early goal But Mbappe replied, and it is 1-1. And we're jumping straight back into the halftime, out of the halftime, and into the World Cup final for the second half. Ansu Fati, the goal scorer, playing it through to Isco. Isco can't get it through, and Mbappe, their goal scorer, is on the ball. Playing it back to Areola. Is he going to mess up from here? No, he plays a good ball over the top, and even finds Edouard, who put them through in the 91st minute into the semi-final, out of the semi-final, and into the World Cup final. Tolisso, playing it forward across to Pogba, back to Kante. What's he going to do from here? Plays it through. And the French are knocking it around quite well. Just waiting for that gap. A natural gap. They find one. And Mbappe is straight offside. And so unluckily, they're going to have a goal taken away from them. It is going to VAR. There's a chance. But it has been ruled out for offside. And let's take a look at that linesman decision. It was a tight one for sure. I thought he was on. But he has strayed quite a fair distance off. He's tried to come back. But it's not worked. The defenders have absolutely done the goal line perfectly there, and the man in the VAR box has done a great job to see that. And the French are still on level terms, but they're on the ball right now. Laporte into Pogba. Laporte has actually declared for Spain in real life, so it is interesting to see if whether or not he should have stayed for the French side. Whoever wins, he probably should have moved to, and he probably should have stayed with France, as he has done in this save, as Pogba has just scored after a brilliant knockdown from Mbappe. And the defending champions are looking like they're going to double their lead. Double their lead? I mean, yeah, a second trophy. Did anyone understand what I was going to say? I didn't understand what I was going to say either. But Pogba's scored. That's the important thing. And they only have to hold on for another 40 minutes. But they've got another opportunity. It's come back out to Mbappe straight away. Trying to find someone at the back post. But Tolisso has got enough pace to pick it up and whip another ball in. Finds Pogba. He's taking a shot! And how is that being ruled out for offside? But it has been. I have no idea. Edouard has been offside for the last goal in the match against Mali. And he's been ruled out as an offside man, blocking the goalkeeper's view in the World Cup final. And that is horrendous. This man needs to learn how to stay onside. I don't think we're seeing that. De Gea is saving it. It's a great strike by Pogba. And I have to say, the French have been robbed here twice, getting the goal taken away from Mbappe, the goal taken away from Pogba, both very deserved, and Fabian's almost scored to equalise it. Looking at the stats, there's nothing in between the two sides. It is a very close affair, but it is whether or not Spain can find that last touch, that final finish to put themselves back on level terms and put us into the extra time of this World Cup. And I think they've made some tactical substitutions. I believe this is Ferran Torres. And he skipped past a few players, but just chipped it over the bar. Can't find the final touch. And with 5 minutes to go, Spain have to do something. But nothing seems to be happening. 4 minutes of additional time. Areola is kicking it out. And this could be the final opportunity if Spain want to put themselves in the contention to win for FIFA World Cup. But Mbappe is running forward. Edouard, he missed the goal. He messed up the goal that Pogba scored, but he has scored the goal to surely put themselves to bed. To bed? I don't know what I'm saying. This is why I shouldn't be a commentator. The point is, Edouard scored, Mbappe's played the ball through. He's redeemed himself for the mistake he's made before, and it is 3-1 to France. And with only a couple seconds to go, a couple of minutes to go, who is going to win? It's France. The two-time World Cup winners have now gone back to back. I mean, I have a feeling they've won it previously to this. I don't know my World Cup history that good, but it doesn't matter because they have just done it again. And they are going to lift the trophy. Their captain, Areola, their captain, that makes perfect sense to me. Out of all those players in that French squad, Areola is the one I would have picked to be my captain if I was the manager, without doubt. No, that's makes sense. Spain have just fallen at the final moment. We have the trademark celebration, and it is France who have won the World Cup once again. I really need to see who's in their squad now. Like, this is very much bothering me. Who do they have that possibly isn't a better captaincy option than Areola? I'm getting far too caught up on this. We need to look at stats, we need to look at all this other stuff, but I'm busy thinking who's going to be their captain. You're telling me that Kante or Pogba or even Mbappe aren't getting the nod? Areola. It's not the decision I would have made. And to close out the competition, of course, we have to take a look at the stats. Roberto Firmino, surprisingly, is the top goal scorer. Sabitzer just behind him with 5 goals. And the most assists go to Brekalo from Croatia. A good performance by him. Most man in the matches to De Gea. Didn't do enough in that final match, unfortunately. It has been a very impressive competition. Was there any awards given out? We can see that the award winner has not been given just yet. We're going to simulate forward to find out who that is. Not the man I would have guessed, but Camavinga, the young central defensive midfielder, has won the top player in the World Cup. Sabitzer just behind him in second place. And Demir, never heard of him. The man from Lazio, 19 years of age, Austrian, coming away with third place. I'm sure he's not complaining about that. The best goalkeeper goes to David De Gea after his great performances. Best young player, of course, Camavinga after his performance to get himself the best player of the year. The Dream 11 is made up of a couple of Malayan players, Koulibaly and Janipo. They have to be in there, let's all be honest. Pogba, Dembele, Roberto Firmino, Sabitzer, Alaba, I know how to say it. Kimpembe, I think that's correct. Mikel, they're hard names. Azpilicueta and De Gea make up the rest of the team. The goal of the tournament goes to Ousmane Dembele. We'll take a look at that in a second. The golden boot goes to Roberto Firmino. Let's take a look at these best goals. Who scored them? There's a collection of players here, and we're going to take a look at who has scored them. Russia scored the first one, and it is their man. I don't know many Russian players, but they've picked up the ball here in their own half. I imagine they're going to play it forward, or is he just going to keep going? Chalov goes for the shot, and that is it's not bad. I'd say that Mbappe's goal in the World Cup final was a wee bit better than that, and I didn't see that within the lineup, so a little bit undeserved there. But Firmino's played it back to Vinicius Jr., who I know is going to score this goal as he hits it, and that is a beautiful finish in the bottom corner, enough to get himself the second place. But then the winner of the best goal of the World Cup, it is Mbappe. Is it Mbappe? When did France versus Spain? Were they in the same group stage? How is this news to me now? Dembele scored that absolute screamer, and I've just realised that France were versing Spain in the group stage. This is things that I need to be checking. This is stuff I should know. Profile, groups, all groups, Spain and France. How have I forgotten this? They were in the same group. Well done, Wrexham FM. Well done. I think that's a brilliant note to end this World Cup. France have won it again. 2-time World Cup champions. I apologise for the length of this video, but if you have enjoyed it, if you've made it all to the way to the end, make sure that you do subscribe to the Wrexham FM channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers at some point in the future, so you clicking that button would mean a whole lot to me, as well as liking this video if you have enjoyed it. Don't miss the daily Football Manager content coming on this channel. Well done to France. Commiserations to Mali. We all love them now. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all later.